Hello. The project I'm about to show you is one that I'm very proud of. Besides being a website, it really is a very powerful CMS, content management system, that lets the user do so many things that would not be possible with out-of-the-box solution or even WordPress solutions with themes. What was really key in this project is that the project owner wanted to be able to post content and have it show on the different formats on different places on the website. To give you an example, they wanted to publish a news article that of course would just have their default view where you can read the article. They also wanted that news article to be able to be highlighted in the navigation drop-down, as a card featured on the homepage, or maybe as a very large featured post that would take the whole width of the page. I will show you by going into the admin panel how this was set up. Not only could you make different articles appear under different formats throughout the website, but you are also able to relate content to each other. For example, if the article talks about a technology that also makes sense with another area of expertise of the company, they wanted to be able to highlight that by referring to it or by making it a connected entity to it. And this is something that I was able to achieve, and I would say let's just go into the admin panel and look at what I have created here. I want to be very specific that the design you see here is not my work. It is the work of an awesome designer that I like to collaborate with. My work was taking the ideas of the product owner and implementing those features that we will look at. Okay, as always, I think it makes a lot of sense to look at the previous website. So this is the company's website here just before we released the new website. As you can see, it has these current news here that they published as articles. And we're going to look at the behavior of such a news article on the new website. And please note that this is a very information-heavy website. So there was really a lot of work that was done by the designer who also thought about information architecture to bring all that information under a new structure on the new website. So let's not waste any time and bring up that new website. I'm going to open my browser here, and then we'll look at the website. Okay, so basically you can recognize this image here, I believe, and also probably here the main categories. Very intricate drop-down navigation here. And let me scroll down here so you get an idea of this website with some animations, with featured items here across the whole width of the screen. And then these cards here that pulse as we go down, events, resources, and so on, a way to subscribe for a newsletter and a way to contact them according to the area here. So as you can see, a pretty large website that, again, as I told you, took almost 10 months to complete, and we're still not really done because there is a language switcher that is going to appear here at some point so that visitors can choose the language of their choice. But as I said earlier, what I want to focus on here in this video is a part that I did, namely, we will look at these news articles here and see how they can behave. And again, one article that appears in different spots on the website under different formats. All right. For that, we will log in into the admin panel of the website. So as you can see, this is Craft CMS. I really, really like it. It is not open source as WordPress is, but it is quite affordable. So a pro license is a unique fee of, I think it's about $250 if I'm not mistaken. So definitely worth it. What I really, really like about Craft CMS is that all the updates, if they are required, they will be in one spot. So you would go here, check for updates, and then if there were updates to be made, then there'd be a button here, one button that says update, and it would update the whole website. So it's not like WordPress where you have all the different plugins that need to be updated and you update them one after the other, and maybe you create an incompatibility and you break the site. So that's really not happening here with Craft CMS. It's a great CMS that's also used by large companies as Associate Press, Salesforce, and even Netflix. So I think what's interesting to look here at for you guys is entries. In Craft, a single is a unique page. And then we have the idea of channel and structures, which really are the same thing. It's just that a channel is organized chronologically, and the structure, you can kind of drag and drop the sequence of those different items. I cannot show you everything, but I do want to go here into something that we all understand, which is posts. So if we were to note here the entry type, so a post can have different entry types. So it's either news article, white paper, news article, or so on. There we have videos. So something I want to quickly show you is if I want to create a new entry here, I can actually choose here which entry type it is. It can be news, white paper, and video, article, case study, as we have seen. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is the interface here. If I choose video, the interface will change. It will add fields that are only required for videos, that only make sense for videos. If I go back to case study, for example, you see that we can attach a PDF to this. And that's very interesting. And then here are the relations that I spoke of. So you can either decide to link it to any entry within the website, or maybe make it a feature. So let's look at what does that really mean. So if it is a feature, then it means that this specific post will be featured as you can see here. For example, you can choose whether you want it to be a large feature or just the half width of the page feature. At the same time, this article here, Bridging the Gap, also really is one of these cards here. And there are so many articles in the system that we don't see it here because we chose to only show the 6 most recent on the homepage. But if we come here to resources and we look at related articles, that will show all the articles in the system. And there are quite a few. Here it is, as you can see. So we have it here as a card, but we also have it here as a feature, as you can see. So the same concept goes with the company's services. If you go to system integration, It will tell you about system integration, and you can relate. Remember how we had these links here? So you can link a certain article, a certain post to, for instance, a specific service. And that's what makes it appear here in these cards that are underneath the system integration. Because if we go and have a look at another service here, maybe outsourcing, you can see that they don't have any articles or cards underneath them, meaning there were no linked entries. Or system design and implementation, also they chose to show no cards. However, you can see here there's these featured posts here that we still have, and those are different than when we go back to the home page. So I won't take any more of your time because we could go on and on and on with this, but I clearly want to show you the powerful setup that we have created here with the ability to link everything to everything and to have one place where you enter information, because pretty much everything here in this system is either a post, or it's pretty much the most is a post, but you have these different types. Nonetheless, you can see that you only enter it once and it shows up in all those different formats throughout the website. So this is a very, very good example to show you what I can do for you as a developer. Try to do this with a typical WordPress installation and just a standard theme that you can find. I challenge you. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I mean, it will be very, very difficult. So this is why I really like to work with Craft CMS. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know what you think. And thanks for your attention.